One of my subscribers sent me this story, but I can't remember exactly who because it got lost in all of my mentions yesterday because I posted a tweet about something that occurred and my mentions just went crazy. So it got buried underneath them. But I did remember coming across the story and said I wanted to talk about it. So if the person out there who sent me this story is out there listening, shout out to you. So this story that I'm bringing to you right here is very familiar. Not because of the person that's involved, but because of the type of story that it is. And you'll see what I mean when I go into detail. So you have this person right here whose name is Yukai Yang. And he used to be a student at Lehigh University, where a couple years ago, he was poisoning his roommate. And his roommate was a black male. Now, this reminds you of that story with that Fiona-looking chick from Shrek, that girl who was poisoning her roommate, who was a black female. Then you can see the parallels right there. Well, now fast forward to 2 years later, because I think it happened back in 2018. He has now pled guilty to what he actually did. Now, I don't know what's going to come of this, because this story is brand new to me. So let's go ahead and get into it. A former Lehigh University student admitted Tuesday he poisoned his roommate to try to kill him. Yukai Yang, age 24, pled guilty to attempted first-degree murder, according to Northampton County Deputy District Attorney Richard Pepper. Yang put small amounts of thallium into roommate Jawan Royal's food, drinks, and mouthwash, gradually from February through April 2018. Yang will be sentenced January 21st, Pepper said. He expects Royal will be there with his family to discuss the impact the poisoning had on his life. Pepper said Royal spent about 2 years in physical therapy due to neurological damage from the poison. 2.5 years later, he's still having neurological issues with his toes, Pepper said Tuesday. In exchange for the plea, other charges against Yang were dropped. He was accused of posting racist graffiti for Royal in 2018. Sentencing guidelines call for a minimum sentence between 6 and 20 years in prison, Pepper said. The maximum sentence is 20 to 40 years in prison. They need to give him the max. Pepper said there is no sentencing bargain in this case. Yang was a chemistry major at Lehigh. His bail was raised at $200,000 to $2.5 million last year when he allegedly tried to flee the U.S. and return to China, according to the Associated Press. Yang is represented by attorney Janet Jackson, not that Janet Jackson, by the way. She didn't immediately return a message-seeking comment. She said in court Tuesday that Yang suffers from mental health issues, don't they all? According to a report by WFMZ Channel 69. Now, here you have this individual right here who is from China. At least, that's what it's looking like. And all of the stuff that's going on with China, and they want to talk about xenophobia and the anti-racism that they're facing due to the Wu-vid. Yeah, that's a new term I came up with. I combined woo-woo with the other one and just combined it. Wu-vid-19. And they want all this, empathy and sympathy coming towards them when you got individuals like this running around out here who admitted that he was poisoning his roommate who was black because he wanted to kill him. Now, it doesn't surprise me that they came out and said that he was a chemistry major, which would explain why he's good with chemicals. Because, chemicals, that's basically what they do in that particular field, is deal with chemicals and liquid-based things all day. So it doesn't surprise me. So he would know what to mix to try to kill this kid. And it would look like it was going to be a slow death because they said he was doing this from February through April. So he was doing it for about 3 months that he was doing this. And he said his mouthwash, his food, and his drinks. And the boy probably didn't even know why everything was going on with him. He probably was like, what the hell is going on? This has never happened before. Like, what's really going on? And they said about 2 years later, he's still having problems with his toes. So it's a long-lasting effect. They say he had to go to therapy for 2 years, and he's still having side effects from what this piece of shit you see on your screen did. And then They said that his bail originally was set at like $200,000, and with that he tried to flee the U.S. to go back to China to get some type of amnesty, so they couldn't get him. Luckily, they were able to catch him before he did that and raised his bail to 2.5 million. In my opinion, if it was me and I had to be the one behind this, I would not have given him a bail. I always say that certain people, depending on the crime that they do, should not get a bail whatsoever, or for the crimes that they commit. This thing tried to kill this boy. He said it. He admitted it out of his own mouth that he wanted to kill his roommate. But we're supposed to feel bad when, things happen with them. And you have stories like this that come out. And this isn't going to get that much traction. And we know why it's not. That's why I say also don't throw me into the whole people of color category, because that means I have to get lumped in with POSs like this. This is like the second story this week that I brought about people in the Asian community doing some dirty, shady stuff. First was those women who had that brothel being ran inside of their parlor, where they were making other Asian women be sex slaves to these weirdo men. And now you got this piece of crap who admitted to trying to kill his black roommate by poisoning him. But I'm going to see if I can stay on top of the story. They said that his sentencing will be on January 21st, which is about over a month from now. So we'll see what he actually receives. But in my opinion, 6 to 20 years, that's not enough if that's all they're going to seek for him. Because if, let's say he does 20 years, that means he can be out when he's 44. If they give him the max, then he'll be out when he's 64. Because they said 40 years. But he's lucky that this person didn't die. But at the same time, I feel bad for the one that he poisoned, because he has long-term effects behind this that he may not be able to get rid of. Remember, they said he was in rehab for 2 years and he's still feeling effects in his toes. That may never go away. His life is forever altered because of him. And who knows why he wanted to kill him. They never asked or specified why he wanted to kill him, but I'll just boil it down to the fact that he's a racist. Don't think that just because of a person is white, that they're the only people that can be racist towards black people. Anti-black racism comes from every aspect of it. It's almost like a rite of passage for many groups. If you want to be lumped in with whiteness, you have to hate black people with every fiber of your being. Or it could have been a jealousy thing. Maybe he was mad that this black boy was excelling and he was slightly underachieving. You never know. It could be any number of things. And ironically, this happened in the same state, because this happened in Virginia. This happened in the same state where you had that Asian guy from a few years ago, back in 2007, who shot up VSU. If y'all remember that incident right there. He went around to different rooms and started shooting up the classrooms. He almost kind of looked like him too. Not to, make that stereotypical thing that they all look alike, but he does kind of look like that same guy. Throw a cap on him and a green shirt and give him some pistols and make him look like he was a fake ass Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, because that's what he looked like. And you got it. But yeah, we'll see what will come of this. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.